Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today what I want to go ahead and talk about is going to be self-care. Last week I talked about, a little bit about me, a little bit about my CPS journey, what I've been going through. If you watch that video, go ahead and kind of, you know, give it a recap, watch it again, recap kind of thing. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you like my channel, subscribe to it. But this week is going to be self-care. It's just going to be this video. I'm going to try and post every Sunday morning. So, again, this week is going to be self-care. I am going to be looking down because I did do a little bit of notes because I kind of get discombobulated sometimes. So, when you hear self-care, obviously it's a little self-explanatory. It's taking care of yourself. It is taking care of, just oneself. That's what Webster's dictionary defines it as. Care of oneself. Taking care of your emotional, your mental, your physical health. And, it's really important, especially when you're going through your CWS journey or your CPS journey, because it can be really, really very stressful in your whole life is basically getting dragged through the mud. You're being investigated, your kids have been removed, everything is just being put out in the open for the courts to see. So that can be stressful and that can be aggravating. It can make you very angry and very hateful and very, depressed. I know for myself, I got very depressed and it was very hard to even consider self-care because I was so worried about my child. What is she going through? But if your child is being taken care of, you really need to make sure that you are taking care of yourself, because what happens to you, what happens to your child if something happens to you? If you're not in a good way, CPS is going to know that and they're going to put that in reports, especially if you're getting really frustrated with them and the things that they're saying. And, I know that piece from experience too. I was getting aggravated and frustrated with these social workers that were telling me basically, you're doing this, you're doing that, your boyfriend is doing this, your boyfriend's doing that. And that it's not true. So it's really important to be able to take the time for yourself, especially if you know that your child is being taken care of in a foster home or with a family member. And you need to make sure that your mental and your emotional health, especially with CPS investigations, is taken care of. A few ideas, if you have the money to do it. You go to a movie with some friends, you go to coffee, or you go get a mani-pedi, or you go get a massage. Those things, they can cost money. So if you're able to do that, I highly suggest it. There were times where I would go and get my nails done, and I would go and get my pedicures, or go, just take a drive by myself. Because I was just so stressed out. And it was more towards, more recently, within the last, 6 months or so, that I would just go and do these things. But a few more is, if you think it might work for you, is even just taking 5 minutes and doing a guided meditation. YouTube has some, you just put in guided meditation and they have different ones that you can follow along with, stress and anxiety, depression, and all of that kinds of stuff. So definitely check out the ones that are on YouTube. Taking a daily walk. If you have a dog, taking your dog on a nice walk in your neighborhood, or, taking them to a dog park and letting them run around, and you just take that time for yourself just to hang out there, maybe converse with some of the other, dog owners. You know, if you have another pet that could go on a walk, or even just going on a walk by yourself in your neighborhood, or going to a nearby park and taking a walk, just to clear your head, clear your mind, just to get all of that out of, you know, that negative energy out of your body. Even if you're taking that walk, thinking about these different things that's going on in the CWS or CPS investigation, you know, what can you do? Those kinds of things. And I know when I first started my CWS investigation, or when mine was first started, it was very difficult for me to even sleep. So, you know, getting into a good sleeping routine, I checked online and some people called it a sleep hygiene. You know, getting into a good sleep hygiene would be very helpful. I know you know, during the day I wanted to sleep and I just didn't want to do anything. I was so depressed. And then at night I was just up and doing things, trying to figure out what I could do, and that kind of stuff. You know, if you're consistently on your electronics, your computer, your cell phone, stuff like that, you know, just taking, you know, 5 or 10 minutes to put those away and take that time for yourself could even help, because you see these things online and you know, you get all of these, at that point it's just not even your CPS investigation anymore. It is everything else in the world that is going on. So definitely I suggest turning off your electronics for, you know, 5, 10, 15 minutes, you know, even half of a day, 30 minutes, you know, just that time to put them away. You know, there are a lot of people that have toxic relationships in their lives. So, you know, just sitting down and thinking about those things, and kind of purging those people and purging those relationships out of your life could be a huge relief off of your shoulders. You know, I know for myself, I have recently purged myself of a toxic relationship, and you know, I blocked this person's number. I don't talk to this person. I don't deal with this person. And so that has actually been a very freeing thing for me. I don't have nearly as much stress knowing that this person can contact me whenever they wanted. So definitely purging those toxic relationships is a huge thing that you can do. I know, again, from personal experience, taking a long shower, nice hot shower, of course, you know, what you can take, of course, long shower, long baths. They sell Epsom salts, scented Epsom salts at like Target or Walmart, places like that you can buy these scented Epsom salts that help with just the relaxation, release of muscle tension, you know, just to kind of, you know, relax the body a little bit. So, you know, doing those things throughout the day, you know, any combination of those things throughout a day or a weekend or several days throughout the week can definitely be a freeing thing, especially when you're going through a CPS investigation. These things are not easy, and they do create a lot of stress in your life. And again, I know these things from personal experience, and I know that there are so many more things that you can do. You could probably look some up on YouTube. I looked some stuff up on Google. That's where these ideas came from, that, you know, just a few ideas for self-care, just taking that time for yourself. So again, you know, self-care is not meant to be selfish. It is not meant to be self-indulgence. It is meant to take care of yourself. It is meant to take care of your emotional health. Again, all of this is within the CPS investigation. It all falls under this umbrella. You know, you have to take care of yourself, because if you're not taking care of yourself and you become, you know, this severely emotional person or this severely depressed person that could possibly inhibit you from doing the things that you need to do to get your child or your children back. And those ideas that I gave you, there are so many more ideas out there. Just Google self-care ideas, even on Pinterest. You can look stuff on YouTube. I can almost guarantee you that you will find some great ideas for self-care on YouTube. I have found so many different things on here that, I never thought I honestly would find. So I definitely suggest, just typing in self-care, self-care ideas, self-care videos to get more ideas. You don't have to do the things that I have suggested to you. Do your research on those things that you could be passionate about, things that you can do that will make you even just the slightest bit more happy, during the CPS investigations. So if somebody starts to call you selfish for doing these things, that's probably somebody that you may want to limit your time with, because self-care is not meant to be self-indulgence. It's not meant to be selfish. It is meant to make sure that your emotional, your mental, and your physical health do not go to crap while you're going through this CPS investigation. So if you're taking care of yourself while you're going through a CPS investigation, you are not selfish. You are making sure you are good. You are okay to make sure that your kids are going to be okay too. So do not think that you are ever being selfish when you take that 5 minutes to do a guided meditation, or you go and you clean out your car, or you go and you get your nails done. Or for the fathers that are here, you go and you go to the gym to make sure that, you get this stress off your shoulders. You are not selfish, and you are not a bad parent for doing this. You are not a bad parent for practicing self-care when you are going through a CPS investigation. And do not let anybody ever tell you that you are, because it is not selfish and it is not self-indulgence. You are making sure that you are good for your kids. So, if you're practicing self-care while going through a CPS investigation, I praise you. Great job. Because when your kids come home to you, you are going to be happy. Your emotional, your mental, and your physical health are going to be, you are going to be a healthy person for your children, for your child. And that is going to make things when they get home so much better. So very good, and good on you parents for those who are practicing self-care now. So that's all I have for the self-care aspect for now, at least. So, if you liked the ideas that I gave, or you liked anything that I talked about in this video, hit the thumbs up, subscribe to make sure you see my other videos that are coming up in the next few weeks. Next week, I'm actually going to have my fiance here. He is going to be talking about his part in our CWS journey that he has been partaking in as well. So, go ahead, again, hit the subscribe button, hit that little bell button so you don't miss that one, because it's going to be a very important one as well. So I will see you guys all next week. Again, hit the subscribe button, hit those thumbs up, and if you guys have any comments that you want to leave them on down below. Bye!